Well, we have some positives in the SuperCoach side of things with our head-to-head team, especially there getting a above 1100 score. So a much better week here, given I was ranked 72,000 before this week. So a good score brings me back to the 41,000 mark and get some wins in the head-to-head matchups that I really definitely needed after the first 3 rounds going down with some losses. And the team value goes up to 12.2 milli and helps out a little bit that a few of our guys have done well. There's obviously a bunch in there that haven't either, and we'll get in and have a look at that now. And obviously the trade-in of Coruscant in for Levi didn't work out perfectly, and the other option was like a Hammer or a Dom Young, so 2 out of 3 didn't go so well. I'm glad I didn't go with Dom, obviously, but he has a pretty nice matchup with the Dogs this week. And the other option there of Hammer comes up against the Tigers as well. So he's had a good couple of weeks, and he made some good cash down there as well. And that's the position that thankfully I did have Bostock in my starting side for this week with his nice matchup. That paid off well, and then had Flegler in that same game as well with 80. So that was great. And then Nico Hines as captain with the 94. So those are the three highlights there, along with Ola Kawatu's 94 as well. So plenty of good news in the side, mixed in with some average scores as well. So Latrell 69 over, just keeping Ponga for the last few weeks would have worked out better for keeping Ponga, but Drinkwater there with a pretty average game and a 77. So some solid scores in there, mixed in with a couple of low ones in our center wing, and that of Labart just hasn't worked out too well currently, but he comes up against the Titans this week, and that's going to be a really interesting matchup given he'll be up against Fafita on that side, but we know that we can get some good try scoring down either side of the Titans right now. It does seem to be that left-hand side, so pretty excited about Val Holmes next week in my team. But so Salmon in there making a little bit, Strange up a bit, Ben Trebojevic there at 310. We have a couple of issues coming into this week. Lane being a good one as well, 62 with Kai Bispal, the trade-in this week. That worked out great. So happy days on that front. I have gone 2 trades, 3 trades, 3 trades. And although heading into this week, there's a little bit of a worry because I'm sitting there going, okay, Lussick, you sucked. You're going out for Henry's going to be a playable player at the moment. Probably going to have to play Tupanua as well, unless I trade someone out in that position. But we won't have Brooks as captain, but we'll get rid of the Hines reserve and sit that on Tupanua right now. And if we take off Galvin, then it's likely going to be that like Lussick has to keep that reserve tag, or we go for a Smithies or something like that. Or we make some trades. So the obvious one at basement price to bring in this week is a Blaze Talangi. And we could get rid of any of our bench CT dubs. We can get rid of a Smithies, who seems to be scoring well enough to hold. Obviously made 14k last week, which was ideal. He's up 52 for the year, which isn't crazy, but it's enough. It's something. It's in the positive direction. Not having Galvin, Brown's worries about being a little bit low isn't as fun, but we at least have a full squad if we want to. It's just how many trades we want to use to improve the squad there. And there's obviously a couple of options to go for, but like some of them are in the fullback position in like a Pap you could obviously go to. Talangi obviously the cheaper guy in the center wing, and trading him in at 204k allows us to make some moves in other positions. But the question is, where and who are you making those trades for? Are you going down with one of those guys and then spending a little bit of money in 2RF? But again, how many clear options are there in that mid-range that you want to go to? We're completely set up in the front row forward. I'm done making trades in the hooking position for a while. So it's more just like, well, do you just bank that cash with Talangi, save a trade this week, and just see what happens coming into round 5 with the setup that we have, obviously not having Hines. We're not dealing with the Hines and Cleary situation right now. We do expect hopefully a better game from that of Brooks, but it is against the Panthers as well. So he definitely won't be the captain, but we'll sort that out as we go as to who our captain's going to be. That is the big question this week, because it's probably likely going to be on one of our fullbacks, although the Rabbitohs come up against, where are they? I can't even see them on our screen. Rabbitohs. There you go, South. Warriors, so they got a tougher one, but Drinkwater's probably the guy this week up against the Titans. So we can throw that C on him straight up. given they're the later game of the week. And we'll work out a vice from there. But so that's probably the question marks with the head-to-head team at the moment, is what we do if we do make any trades. Do we grab Talangi as an only trade? Do we upgrade somewhere else? Or do we focus on having Tupanua against the right edge defense of the Dogs, which I think he can probably a good chance of scoring a try, so he's likely a reserve option this week. The rest of the team's solid. Obviously, very much happier with our 2RF position right now. The halfback, obviously with Brooksy against Panthers, not super ideal. Brownie needs to sort himself out, but thankfully he's playing with Galvin out for a couple of weeks. We want a better score out of Laybart. Drinkwater can be a really, really cool option this week as captain. Latrell, hopefully a decent game. The Warriors are conceding some big points against fullbacks, so hopefully that bodes well for Latrell. So maybe we can get out of this week alive. It's just if we use that trade on Talangi or not. So that's the thoughts at the moment for the head-to-head team. We will look into those leagues, as I said. Got a couple of wins there in the $50, $25. Good stuff. A little bit of improvement into sort of halfway in the beers and break-evens, past halfway in the private group. So it's the big standout is Kate at the moment in at 178. So unfortunately lost a fair few ranks from 47 coming into last week, which is absolutely incredible. But shout out to Cooper, David, Duncan and Craig in that top 5, all in the top 10,000, along with Toby and Matthew in the top 10,000. So a solid spot for them overall. Just in the top half for the JB NRL community as well, where we have our leader of Josh at 1,000th overall. So he had a bit of a slower one as well, just in the just under the 1,000 mark. So good to see 1,000 score from our side. It's been a long time in waiting, and hopefully we can continue to win some of these head-to-head matchups in the coming weeks. So that's the head-to-head side. We'll get into my overall team now. Okay, so 1,004 ends us with a season rank of 54,000. So I was sitting at 60 before this week, so a little bit of improvement, which is good, but I was hoping for so much more, and unfortunately that wasn't the case. Ended up with a similar round rank, only went down 142 spots in this one. So we're in the top 37% overall. How good's that? We're absolutely flying at the moment. Not team value a little bit less of that of the head-to-head side after having Bostock's big uptick, which I didn't end up getting, sadly. So let's get into the side now and have a yarn about it. So what you're looking at here didn't win any of my head-to-heads, sadly, but Hutchison ended up playing him. He's gone up a little bit of cash as well, and he's going to be my starting half this week, but had Brown and Galvin as well. Center wings, we had Val Holmes as our vice this week, and he didn't end up scoring incredibly well. Captain Turbo, which was sad in this one. Having a good score from Hines, 94, having Ponga's 117. Very, very good, but obviously captaining one of them would have got me up into the mid 1050s and the mid thousands, I should say, and then a little bit above that as well. Our ended up playing Henry with Freeze 50, which was good, but didn't have Totola's 48. Had to cop Fermore's 39. Josh Curran 54. We might see him end up on the edge, which could be cool. So that'll be fun. But just a bit average overall. Like Ponga really helped. Holmes, hopefully a massive score from him this week. I'm likely going to have him as captain. So let's muck around with the squad right now. Just as I said, just wasn't as good. No Bostock, no Flegler, no Hammer. These types of guys that did really well. So hopefully we can sort that out coming into this week. But let's change around our reserves at the moment. This team kind of copped it a bit last week. We did trade Cleary. We still got Piakura and obviously Tuapiki. So if Tuapiki's not the guy this week, he's going to be the downgrade man to Lungi. And then we'll work out what we want to do there, because I'm very happy with the setup of my center wing right now. Very happy with the 2 fullbacks I've got. Turbo's obviously the slight worry, given he got the 58, but he has to really bounce back in this one. Up against the Panthers, though, is a little bit of a worry how they're going to be able to defend him. So he's definitely not going to be my vice captain for the week, that's for sure. And that's going to be Kalen Ponga in this one, given he has a nice matchup in that third one. The Melbourne Storm play the Broncos. So, Pap this week, is he a buy or is he a wait until round 6? You can muck around with that one, how you see fit. But both for more, it's just a tough one right now. I don't see it improving against the Cows, but they need to bounce back at some point, and he's frustrating me. Obviously down 10k now after his third game. What have I got on the reserves front? So Turbo, Totola might have to be my reserve this week. He might have to be one of them. again, if we're not making big changes, or if Talangi ends up coming out of reserve as well. Hutchison for the 1 week. Yeah, I don't really see it improving all that much. But where do you make a big upgrade? Is it in the center wing position? I've got 121 cash in the bank. If Tuapiki goes down, that leaves me with 240 to upgrade somewhere. So where that is the nice question. Whether it's both for Mormon or happy with him, could potentially be the guy. Where else from there? What would you guys do in this situation? Would you be looking to make an improvement in the center wing? I think, in the 2RF. I think that could be a play. The center wing, we're fine. Obviously, bringing Talangi in. Fullback, we're not going to touch. I don't think halfback we're going to touch in this one here, unless we decided that maybe SJ was to play or something like that. He's lost a decent amount of cash. He's playing a little bit better now. He could be an option to bring in. Jerome Hughes is in a better position as well, so could partner both those guys. Or we just wait the couple of weeks and Hutchison starts this week, and then we can decide. Obviously, next week Hines comes back. We won't have Cleary, and then maybe we could wait and upgrade to Nath in round 7. That could potentially be the play. Do we hold on to Pikura for another week? Do we upgrade him, play for more still? Do you play Smithies this week? Just cop that 40 or whatever it's going to be from him with the lower minutes. So, yeah, there's a few question marks. Obviously, we want some better scoring out of Api Coruscant, which hopefully we can do this week against the Dolphins. And if Curran gets to the edge, then I think we'll get a better score out of him as well. So that's my team at the moment. General thoughts, there's not too much. We'll get into the buy, hold, sell on Wednesday. Tomorrow, that is wild. And we'll sort that out from there. But that's where the squad's at the moment. We do need a big improvement. And hopefully this is the week. I'm not sure if it is, but hopefully it is with a couple of these guys that we... a couple of these attacking players in Api Coruscant that we've brought in Dylan Brown, in Roger and Val Holmes, Laybutt and Taylor May can all get us a much better score, because it's been pretty low going for a bunch of our guys, both for more, a try scorer, a noted try scorer at that. We need something better from them, and hopefully we can get those scores. So that's the SuperCoach update for the week with our round results. Let me know how you went in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.